I graduated with a degree in economics. And I thought, I cannot be sitting in a cubicle crunching numbers, dealing with business projects and all that. So I thought, well, I have this interest in storytelling. Why not to do something close to it? So I decided to become a journalist. But just deciding to becoming a journalist is not going to cut it. So I bought a camera, I started hanging out with local journalists, and eventually I started being a translator for international news organizations like CNN and BBC and Associated Press, Reuters, all those kinds of people. So eventually they started hiring me as a producer and an assistant producer. And that was an amazing experience, to travel my own country, to be able to tell those stories, to do all that stuff. Around 2006, the University of Arkansas offered me a scholarship to study journalism in a master's degree, and also in a concentration of documentary filmmaking. So that was my passion. I thought, this is an amazing opportunity. So I took it. I started studying journalism here in a graduate program. After I graduated in 2008, I got a job offer at the local TV station to be a photojournalist. That was an amazing experience to work at the local TV station and learn about the region in the Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. I think I traveled all these little towns around here. I thought if I get fired, I could easily deliver pizza and make a living. And there were many instances where I should have been fired, but they didn't fire me. So later on, what happened is my alma mater, University of Arkansas, they offered me a job to teach journalism and also make documentary films on the side. So that's what I do today. But it's not just that passion of storytelling that actually brought me around the globe to here, where I'm speaking to you. It's something else. Of course, it's a factor. It's a combination of different kinds of things: parenting, friends, the dedication and perseverance and culture, community, friends, everything, I think, combined makes you as a person who you are. But there's one more thing that I still think about, that I think made me or brought me to where I am and what I do today. And that thing is in this envelope. And I'm not going to tell you what it's inside this envelope till the end. Surprise. Okay. So keep an eye on it so nobody steals it. I'm going to tell you 4 stories today. That's what I do for a living. These are the real stories from the past, and they might seem unrelated, like in Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino movies, but hopefully at the end it will all come together and make sense. So bear with me a little bit. Story number 1. Story number 1, Cobbler's Heart. I'm not going to tell you what the story is about, just let's watch it.
Clarity's Cobbler Shop has been a staple in the Fayetteville community for over 30 years. But it's more than just a business, it's a family.
Turn it on. Good job. Yeah, now you can shine the shoe.
On any given day, you may catch one of Jeff Clarity's 3 sons and 5 grandchildren working or playing in the back. Jeff has been the heart of the operation, until recently, when he found out his own heart was in trouble.
When your heart's not performing, it's not just like an arm or a leg or a stomach. It's your whole being. It's physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything.
According to doctors, without a transplant, Jeff only has 3 months to a year to live. His insurance will take care of the operation, but it's the family's responsibility to pay for the $150,000 in medicine that comes afterward.
You wonder, how can a drug cost so much money? It goes beyond me. I mean, I could never get that for fixing a shoe.
The Claritys don't have the money, and without the medicine, they are being denied the operation. So now they're turning to the community.
Now, reality of it is we're jumping out there and saying, hey, everybody, we need some help.
The family is hoping to raise the money within days, because if the rest of Jeff's health deteriorates, he won't be strong enough for the operation.
I see the deterioration. I see that, okay, we're at this level. I see him going down. I know that the fluid's getting heavy. I know that he's getting fatigued.
And while Jeff waits, his sons put their own lives on hold, making sure shoes continue to be repaired every day.
Pretty much anything that my dad has is connected with this shop. So if it goes out, then it's one big mess.
And my family keeps saying, "What are you thinking, Dad?" And I just said, "I'm overwhelmed. I'm just overwhelmed by it." So it's nice to know people are concerned and care.
Okay. Story number 1. Some factual information to follow up. 5 days after the story aired, the community got together, they came together, random people started coming, and they donated money, and they raised $90,000 in 5 days. In 4 weeks, he was in Kansas City, and in 6 weeks, he got a new heart for himself, a brand new heart. Not brand new probably, but he got a new heart. But I thought this is remarkable that we were getting paid for what we were doing. By the way, that's Robert Boyd, my best friend, the reporter, and I was the photographer for that story. So I thought this is amazing that we could go out there, and we were both assigned to this story, right? And we were getting paid for our time. We were working for a TV station, 5 News, covering the story. But I thought, just by covering that story, we were able to make a difference. That's pretty neat. So this first story number 1, Cobbler's Heart, I could see that I was assigned to a story, and I could see that I can make a difference. Story number 2, before I tell you a little bit more about story number 2, Hell Portrait. If you're not familiar with it, this is an international nonprofit organization. It's a group of professional photographers in each city now across the globe that come together and they take pictures, professional pictures of people in need, and they print it out the same day, sometimes same hour, and give it back to them. As you all know, it's hard. It's expensive to get your pictures done professionally, and I'm involved in this project, and we do this project right before the Christmas. So we take pictures of people, makeup artists, volunteers. We just help out. So in 2011, when we were working, we came across this story. This is on the left side, Vernon Beamon. In the middle, his wife and his son. Vernon was homeless for the last 10, 15 years, and he met his wife when he was homeless, who was also homeless. But he's from Fayetteville. He lived here for 35 years, and he had a job. It's just misfortune. Couldn't catch up with bills, and it happened. So, 2011. In 2012, December, when he came, he brought with himself the urn with the ashes of his wife, Darla Myers. This was a very powerful story for us because when he was walking out, it was emotional to us because when he was walking out, he thanked us that we captured the moment from the last year when his wife was still alive. Second time around, I started getting involved because I already knew that I can make a difference in people's lives. So I started getting involved. I got an interest in it and started volunteering some of my talent, some of the things that I can do to help out people. Story number 3, and I'm going to roll on this. This is some footage from the documentary that we were working with Larry Foley, the documentary filmmaker. And I've been the photographer on this project, and we, over the this winter break, we went to Indonesia to get some cover for the film, which is about students, Indonesian students coming to U of A and Texas A&M and going back to rebuild the country, because during the tsunami in 2004, 250,000 people died. You just have to think about it. 250,000 people died, and a third of those people was from this Banda, from the Aceh province in Indonesia. We came across this orphanage. We decided to cover the story of the orphanage, and most of these kids are the children of the people who died. Not all of them, but most of them. Anyway, I had a couple hours at my hand. I thought, well, I'm just not doing anything. I got some time. Let me just pull up my camera, and I started taking pictures of these kids. I thought I'm going to make a health portrait, Banda Aceh. So I started taking pictures, beautiful kids, beautiful faces, and these are all students, orphans. So I took the pictures, I went to the local print shop, I made some prints, I brought it back to Dedek. This is Dedek, and guess what? Dedek is a graduate of U of A, and she's the director of the orphanage. How amazing is that? By this time, I knew for sure if I'm going to spend some of my personal time to volunteer, I can help out somebody. You might ask, how do you know for sure? I know because from my own experience, which brings me to story number 4, Hayot. When we were growing up, like I said, the Soviet Union collapsed completely. And good books and teachers were hard to come by. And we tried different things. Somebody told us that you got to watch a lot of American movies. And all we could get to was trashy American movies. So I watched. With my friends, we started watching like lots of them with poor improvised Russian dubs. But we were able to pick up some words in English and phrases and stuff. So we thought, this is amazing that you can refer to somebody or greet somebody saying, "What's up? What's up, female dog?" Or if you disagree with somebody, you could say, "Oh, go have sexual intercourse with yourself." We didn't know that playing with balls could mean completely something else. Like, we found out about it after we came here, because we thought this is just playing with balls. So anyway, the story though is about this unknown foreigner. So there were like quite a few foreigners, like from Britain, from different places, like English-speaking people, after the Soviet Union collapsed, who came out to help out. So they were around, and there was one guy. Honestly, I don't even know his name. I don't remember. So he thought there's something wrong with our language skills, so he got a space, couple chairs, a table, and he started a conversational club with us. And that's all we needed. Maybe we just, I don't know how much it helped, but we needed attention. We needed somebody to tell us we are doing good. So why these stories? Why these 4 stories and how they're connected? I'm sure you've been trying to make up in your mind how they're connected. You remember the envelope? Yeah. Envelope. Any guesses? What could fit in a little envelope? A watch. How could watch be related to all this stuff? Well, my metaphor is time. Well, here's how it's connected. In the cobbler's cart, I was paid for my time. Second time around, Vernon Beamon, I realized that my time could help someone. I realized by that time. Orphanage. I knew that if I spent some of my time, I could make a difference in somebody's life. In Hayot's story, it took time. So, the takeaway. I think everybody's awesome. Seriously, I think everybody is at least good at doing something, right? You could be good at something. So share your awesomeness and volunteer. You don't have to spend a resource or time or money or something physical to do this. All you need is your personal time, which often we we end up wasting. And it's not about the result. It's all about your attention. The last point is blank, but it's something personal. I think that foreigner, or the English-speaking guy who decided to organize the table, I think he would be pleased to find out that, that the kid that used to sit across the table, he made it this far. He actually teaches at the University of Arkansas. He teaches native English speakers in English. That kid, through his passion to tell visual stories, made it this far. And now he's lecturing the audience of 140 people about the importance of altruism, that it can make a difference in people's lives. And it may take a long time, and you don't have to wait for the results. All you have to do is just to go and volunteer and help out somebody and make a difference in somebody's lives. It made a difference in mine.